Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy.
Welcome to Dan the Messenger podcast, brought to you by Hope Number 4 Humanity2020.com, and welcome us onto the Live Mana Network, which is basically considered the digital Noah's Ark. Today, I have a friend, a homie, as I call my people, my homies, and someone who goes by his screen name is Price, the Black Republican. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but you're going to find out there's more and more homies like this that are fighting the fight on whatever side it is to try to, bring our brothers and sisters together and share messages of hope and faith and what their beliefs are. We're finding out that just like myself and many others on the medical side are being shadow banned, our accounts are being pulled down. It's been a journey the last couple of years to try to share just what we thought was freedom of speech. No harm and foul of having an opinion. And what you do with that is on you. It's not on us. We're just sharing. And so anyways, I'm going to show a clip of our guest today because he reminds me of another friend of mine who goes by, oh my God, Wix. Very similar style on how they share their content. He's a content creator on TikTok and other platforms. And let me get to this. It always works better when I have my producers around. But here we go. Oops, that's not the right one. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go.
I have never, not one time, had one of these liberals come at me with respect and say, hey, let's have a friendly debate. I want to see your views. You can see mine. I've never had that. Instead, I get messages like this. My ugly ancestors. Yeah, y'all would call Republicans racist and then attack me with racism. I just don't understand it. As soon as you say something back to them, they cry bloody murder. Or they dance around the question altogether. Look, knowing I'm not on your side makes me happy. So thank you for letting me know that I chose the right side. Get it?
So that is Price, the Black Republican, on his TikTok channel, sharing some of the love he gets from people who have different perspectives. And we don't understand it because we're not trying to fight with you guys. We're trying to share what's important to us. So let us welcome on Price. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good. How everybody doing? And how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Every day I'm above ground is a blessing to me.
Yeah, I can feel that. Most definitely.
So I just shared that's one of your newest ones within a week or two. Is that about correct?
About a week or two.
And so what brought that on? What happens when you get those type of comments? What explain to some of the audience who don't understand platforms like TikTok.
Well, that one was on Instagram. I get a lot of hate mail on Instagram.
Oh.
And yeah, I get a lot of that. I usually ignore it. Sometimes that one's just a funny one to me. That's why I chose to make a video about that one. But basically, she said my ancestors was ugly and we're mini Hitlers.
Oh.
Everybody who agrees with us.
Now, we all have different perspectives and points of view. I call them vantage points almost. Mm-hmm. The media would like to tell you there's only two sides. That's it. You have 2 points of views. If you ever ran a business and you have 30 or 40 employees, you'll know it's a circus. Like everyone has their own perspectives and points of view. So to put people on one side or the other is almost ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're from where are you from?
DC.
Oh, a Republican in DC.
Yeah.
That must be a rarity these days.
It is. Everybody's a liberal or Democrat.
And so what got you onto this mantra that you use, your monogram as Price the Black Republican? Where did that come from?
Because back in 2008, around when Obama was running, that's back when I was a Democrat, and I was going to vote for him, blah blah blah. Then I had a friend tell me, he's from DC too. He's like, man, Obama's not for the people. He's not for us. And then I started doing research. I got into the whole. I don't really want to say it because we're on your podcast. Can I say it?
It's a free world, man. Go ahead.
The whole New World Order ordeal. I started looking into that. Found out Obama and was related to Bush and the Clintons, and it was all just one family trying to destroy America. And it's crazy. Back then, 2009, 2010, I read something on the New World Order. It said, in the coming years, the enemies of the country will be considered patriots and Christians. Who are the enemies right now?
Patriots and Christians, yeah. Oh. Well, 2 years ago, I was sharing a movie called The Patriot. Mel Gibson. I love sharing movies, and they all have meanings. True stories, based off of what we went through as a country when we were breaking away from tyranny the first time around. Yeah. And if you see this story, because this is pre-woke, you got to tell a narrative how you want to fit. It's just true, stories. And when you see who was fighting together to break away from the tyranny, and you understand the division that they were trying to cause, it's one of those things that make you go, I understand now why my ancestors, all of us, fought together to break away from some of the things that were going on. And history does repeat itself. Anybody who's a history buff knows this. History repeats itself. And we are going through a war, per se, that has been bestowed upon us without being announced. And they use what we call propaganda, rhetoric, to divide, to divisive. If you keep them divide and conquer, you could control the human, just the average people. And we're not that lucky, Price, sorry. We are not that lucky. Because if you go around the world, the same ish is going on, right? It doesn't matter. The populations are rising up, not because they want to overthrow their governments, because they want their lives back pre-19.
I think Japan government just resigned, the whole government.
Israel, they did a little step down a month ago. There's probably 8 or 9 governments where they've had people stepping down because they pushed the people too far, right?
See, I think because the whole New World Order slogan is order out of chaos. So without their governments and all this uprising, they're going to consider it chaos instead of what it really is, and they're going to try to usher in a one world government.
And I think the people that are like awake can see. It's like Sauron's eye from Lord of the Rings has been on us for years, right? Just pushing down on us like the all-seeing eye, and let's make us crazy. But in the Bible, because I'm not a huge scripture person, but it's simple stuff. Like it's always darkest before it gets brightest. So when we feel like at times it's almost like a hopeless battle, because I know this has been going on with a lot of content creators when it comes to just trying to share messages. What do they do to you?
I get banned. I posted when Trump's house got raided. I posted a video. Literally, I think I got 50,000 views, or close to 50, I think. And I tried to log back on. I was banned, completely banned. So I wrote them. I wrote in an appeal. It said, I think y'all targeted me because I don't have the same opinions as y'all. And next thing I know, I had an email 5 minutes later saying I got my account back and apologize.
And the account you're on right now, what number? Like on TikTok, I think I'm on my 5th account on TikTok. Which one are you on?
I'm still on my first one. I have a backup page. See, I'm new to TikTok. I'm new to I got banned from Facebook. I got banned multiple times from Instagram. Shadow banned on Twitter. On Twitter, I was getting like a couple million views. I get 10 views anymore.
Yeah, every one of my accounts are like that. They were getting, huge views early on, and then they caught on. It wasn't part of the agenda. They were pulling me out.
And they shut it down. And
so, how long have you been a content creator? When did you start doing this? Seriously,
seriously this year. I've always been making little content. I didn't take it seriously. I was just writing and making videos. And I just really started doing it constantly, 2 months ago.
You
The 46,000 followers that you see I have right now, I gained that in 2 months.
that just shows you how many people are out there that want to hear. Because anybody that I see that's sharing content similar to yours, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, but it doesn't seem to get into that third tier. You know, the boopy bouncing, the dancing, algorithm. Because do you know what I'm saying? Like, to get to that million plus, you got to be, showing all kinds of stuff in order for whoever's watching it to really get it in there. And it's like once it gets to human eye, because there's 2 rounds of the algorithm, that's AI. And once you hit the 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, someone's eyes get on there. And if they're not if it's not a part of their overall algorithm, they pull it right out.
Yeah, I've noticed. And it seems like the sorry to say, the more stupid you are, the more famous you get. That's what it seems like. Like the lady who got the super glue or gorilla glue stuck to her hair, she got 700,000 followers on Instagram.
Well, the gene pool has been getting shallower and shallower when it comes to social media. It really, a lot of people use it just for mindless content. They're so numb to what's going on in the real world.
Yes.
Right? They go to social media just to forget. It's like how I was growing up as a kid. We go to the movies because that's, as Generation Xers, we didn't have much to do. So you either played outside all day, ate dirt, drank out of water hoses, or you watch a TV that only had 3 channels on it, 3,
I remember that too.
So, we go to the movies, and that was our escapism. And I got a feeling that's kind of what goes on with social media. It's that escape from the real world, get their dopamine hits, get a few laughs. And they're it's harder for them to regurgitate what they're seeing on TV and social media, if it's serious content.
See, the thing about that is when we went to the movies lasted for an hour. You're on the phone all day, literally all day. That's all. I see people all the time on their phone, just like this.
Walking zombies.
Oh, that's all they are. I see people almost get hit by cars just being on their phone.
So with that being said, what else do you do outside of? Tell me about something you were doing in Florida, which I think is really cool. Working with charities. That's part of what I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I work with cryptocurrency and NFTs. I have another job helping mentally disabled people, like people with autism and so forth. I help them, and also I'm starting a nonprofit called Kids Lives Matter. I actually started that in 2020 because when the whole Corona was going around, I was like, everybody's screaming BLM, but what about these kids that's getting trafficked? 880,000 kids go missing a year. What about them? Where's the uprising of them?
And the cool thing is the network I'm on, the Live Mana network, Josh, he calls himself the mayor of the planet and deserves that. Crazy dude, fun dude, and they focus a lot on that. So I for me, I'm into it. I know what's up. I got friends that are Punishers. That's a law enforcement motorcycle club who now are supposedly part of the problem if you have the Punishers logo on your, or this new agenda, right? These are LEMT people, but I'll tell you, some of the most caring group of guys you're ever going to meet. Anything for children, anything on the trafficking, abuse of women, helping. That's what they're about. So to me, being on the Live On a network, that's called the Digital Nose. That's all about all the stuff that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I go, you know what? That's your guys' lane. I'll touch on it here and there, but I'm trying to help people educate, have a little bit of fun, but also save lives. And to me, that's all lives matter right now. Children are hurting, mothers are hurting, brothers and sisters that don't know what to do because there's you just posted another thing on here they go again. And what's sad is August 3rd there was a scientist, a very well-known scientist, who went before the Congress and the Senate and was just laying it out, throwing out Fauci, telling all the lies that Fauci was exposing him for what he was doing, but also was brought up the Nipah virus, which is the newest one, that they were bioweaponizing it, gain of function it, and next thing you know, now it's out. So I can't, I know the word pandemic comes out. I know that, pandemic. Yeah, I know that comes out, but I got a feeling that it isn't just a plan. I'm like, they're executing this plan.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We see that in real time.
Really executing this plan, and the low-hanging fruit is depopulation. And I go, it's great. I know this, but how do we stop this? So I think content creators are just as vital as messengers of their own. My podcast is called The End of the Messenger, but we're all messengers in our own sense, and we all have our own light and stories to share. What would you say to someone who's a liberal that you want to have an open conversation with? Because it seems to be, from what you posted, most liberals or people with completely different points of views do not want to have conversations with you.
They don't.
Are you wanting to fight with them, or you just want to talk?
I would talk, and I can't argue with them because I just can't. So if we're talking, well, I actually have a liberal friend. He's cool. We actually had debates, but he's different. He has an open mind. He can see from both sides. So, but the rest of them, like the woke ones, I can't talk to them. I'm sorry, I just can't, because first of all, they'll dance around the question, won't answer the question, or say that their feelings are hurt, and then play victim, and then I don't got time for it.
Yeah, and it's not an argument; it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah,
you can divide the populations all you want. You can put it by race. You can put it by age group. Millennials against Generation Xers. It's a game to them. It's a shell game. If you keep moving around the pieces, there's a picture, a meme that was out a couple years back that had red ants and black ants. Now, Florida, we got both, and you never see them fighting with each other. But I tell you what, if you put some black ants and some red ants in a glass jar and you shake them up, they are going to tear each other apart.
I saw that same meme. Yep.
And that's what they're doing to us, the people. And at the end of the day, we're the ones that are being played. We're the pawns on this chessboard. And we need to figure out a way to defuse the idea that this is a chess game, because we're all together in this. We're all in the same boat. We're all on the SS Titanic. It's not changing. And if people can shake that memories out and go, you know what, we are brothers and sisters. How do we come back together and get through this? Because there's power in numbers. And in Sun Tzu's Art of War, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend, yeah.
And across the planet, there are so many different demographics. I mean, America, we're nothing. We're not special. We go outside this country, we're Americans to them. They don't give a damn who you're from, what you are. That's just American. But the cultures around the world that's what adds beauty to us. Mm-hmm. My island friends, man, I love island food. My Cuban friends, you know what I mean? And I think that's one way we break bread together. We come together. Maybe we have some bread breaking, we sit down, have dinners together, and we start talking like we used to. Maybe we can get past some of these hard issues, because they've got us into what we call nihilism, where it's like a football game. But I'm a Dolphins fan and you're a Washington fan. And boy, the day we go to play, it's like, screw you, we're gonna kick your, you know what I mean? Like, but we understand it's a game. And at the end of the game, if you're a good sport about it, if we got our butts kicked because the Dolphins suck anyways, like, yep, good job, And that's what's going on right now. They put everybody to where you got to be on this side or this side, and it's blood on blood. It's the end of the end. No, it's not like that. Everybody is not on one side or the other. We're all human beings. We all have families. We all have brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that's been my point too.
And I'm going to play one more video of yours here. Hold on.
Okay. Look, y'all, this is how bad it is, right? I literally posted this. Kids' lives matter. And I said, whatever. Now, they took that video down and said, hate speech. Hate speech. Kids' lives matter. I don't believe they should be in the place with that group of people. What happened to freedom of speech? What happened to letting kids be kids? What happened to 18 and over? Like, what is going on? I know I say a lot of funny things, but this is serious right here. Like, kids' lives matter. Yet, I'm getting a violation for hate speech. I never said I hated anybody. I didn't bash anybody. I said kids shouldn't be at the bar. Sum up what I said. Kids shouldn't be at the bar with a group of people and things in the background that say it doesn't lick itself. Things like that. That's adult situations that kids shouldn't be a part of, nor exposed to, yet they're exposed to. And I'm wrong? Come on, man. Like, this left-wing agenda it's ridiculous. Like, I'm starting to feel like Joe Biden right now. Ooh, Joe Brandon, excuse me. With the stuttering and all that. Shout out Joe Brandon. But on a serious note, so I can't say I want to protect kids. Nothing in that video said anything hateful, violent, wrong, or anything. This is why I can't even say that word no more. But this is why I'm not getting pushed. Why a lot of people not seeing my content anymore. And all that. They're trying to shut me up. I'm tired of it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go harder. Why? I'm going to make you ban me for real. And I'm going to start going on my second page. Y'all follow my second page. I love y'all, everybody that support me and stick with me and know the truth. I love y'all. And we're going to win this fight. I stuck true to my word. I did get banned.
Now this is your TikTok page for anybody who's watching on the video side, so you can see. This is how you find my man. Now he's also got Instagram. What are the other ones you go to?
I'm on Instagram, but it's more so just for posting stories or something I see about the virus. It's been about the virus lately. Has a scam, and then I got a True Social Network too, and Twitter.
Now, I haven't been on any of those. It's True Social. Someone asked me about that, and the guy that Josh is hardcore against it. But getting the word out to me is the most important.
Yeah.
You're sharing content. Kids' lives matter. They do. You shouted out some good statistics. How many kids are taken out of America a year, just disappear?
800,000. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Where the hell are they going?
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, I think I don't know. I might be a far right extremist for saying this, but I really believe in the Illuminati and like blood sacrifices and stuff like that. Because I remember adrenochrome and things like that.
Yeah, I shared a video. There was a movie called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp, who played Hunter S. Thompson. And Hunter S. Thompson was a famous gonzo journalist. Kind of like, I guess, we're kind of considered some of these people now. We're kind of out there to some of the people. Yeah. But he would write stories for Rolling Stone, and they would just be these wild adventures, drug-induced, crazy adventures. And we're not promoting that. But in the movie, there's a scene where he goes, "Oh, adrenochrome." and you know, like they put it out there, right? They just blatantly put it out there, and you're not supposed to say anything about it. And you can find plenty of videos on it. So it's not like something you just pop out of your head or mind. It's definitely, there are pieces to this puzzle that are not completely filled in, but we got some good data, right? 800,000 children. What is adrenochrome? Who's doing this stuff? You know, there's legitimate questions that I think if we get the right people on it, we can start getting better answers. But when the people who are running the investigations are part of the problem,
you're not getting nowhere.
No, you're not going to find any answers. And this goes across the board on many things. You know, Fauci, if the person was in the kitchen cooking and baking the stuff up, and they know they made some edibles, and someone wants to know where these edibles came, and you're the only one baking it, and you're telling them, no, nothing to see here. Well, you know, this is not Star Wars. They do not have Jedi mind trick powers. These are not your droids. Nothing to see here, but they do with their media. It is produced content, like your produced content, except they have producers in their ears. They have a ton of money to be able to manufacture whatever they want that they're pushing on you. And they don't want you other than getting their approved sources. And that goes back to communism, Marxism. If you can't have freedom of speech and you're only getting one form of source, how much have you critically thought about what's going on?
A lot of these people aren't critical thinkers. They can't think for themselves. They need the idiot box to tell them what to do and what to think.
And I get this. Counter side is, well, I'm working 20 hours a day. I got 3 kids, you know. So this is my only way of getting my source. I don't have time to sit here and just spend 10 hours looking at why children are missing, or that's their comeback to it, and I get it. So how do we get the news sources to start actually sharing the news again? And part of the problem is who owns them? BlackRock.
Mm-hmm.
So when you found where the money goes, and you find out that BlackRock also owns Pfizer and these other big pharmaceutical companies, there's two of them, Vanguard and BlackRock. They spend $5 to $6 billion a year on marketing on these TV shows. Hell, they're sponsored by them. You'll see this. Pfizer, they're sponsored by Pfizer. So they got their own little ecosystem going, right?
Mm-hmm.
They keep lining their pockets up. But is it behooving us? Is it benefiting us? So
Not at all.
We do understand that there is this thing called capitalism. So how do you get your sponsorship or your viewer money? Your money is dependent on how many people are viewing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one station that's became the whole left, there's two of them, but the main culprit, CNN.
CNN.
How many viewers are they getting these days? Have you been seeing that?
I don't watch the news. I don't even watch TV.
Well, let's see. I'll tell you. 270 to 76,000. 200 to 76,000 people is their viewership on their primetime shows. That's not much. Compared to 2 years ago, it was like 1.5 million, 2 million.
Ooh.
So if you're an advertiser and you're spending your dollars, and they go, all right, so I got this channel right here. Well, we got about 270,000 people, but we're going to charge you like we were from 2 years ago. You're going to go, I ain't spending that money. If you're a business person, right? So I guess that's the best thing that could happen is capitalism is working that way. But when your parent owners don't care if you're losing money or not because they got an agenda, it won't change correctly. But this is also why so many people are turning to social medias or different outlets to help get their word out and help connect their people. Now, do you have a website besides your usual connections?
Not yet. I had one a while ago, but I started over from scratch. I erased it. I actually had a brand called Broken World. That's why my name is Broken World. It's a Broken World. I started that in 2017, basically for everything that's going on in the world. And I'm gonna bring it back, but until then, I'm working on having websites and everything situated right now. I'm actually having a electronic press kit created right now.
Oh, he's getting fancy. See, if you're a creator, a content creator, you got to have your act together. You got to know some of the younger creators. What would you tell them? A little bit of advice, especially when
some of them get lucky, but my personal advice, I don't know, because the younger creators, all they do is dance. They do trendy stuff, and then you tell them to talk about politics or what's going on in the world, they're gonna get out of here. They don't want to hear that.
Do you think it's because they're still like inside of the matrix per se?
Yeah, of course. You still got people idolizing rap artists and thinking that those rappers are really living the lives that they rap about, and they go out here and mimic them. And then when they get, sad to say, killed or locked up for life, they realize that it was all a ploy.
Well, I spent 20 years in the nightclub industry. So I was around Flo Rida when he was new. You'll see pictures of me with Rick Ross and Khaled, like back when they were hot, because I was in the middle of the nightclub industry and I had a lot of friends in radio, a lot of A&R reps. So I've seen it. I've seen all of it. I've seen the beginning of it to what happens to someone after the money comes in. Once you start getting to taste that money, it's like the Lord of the Rings, where you get that little ring on you and you got that bank account. Boy, you'll turn into Frodo real quick. And what was Frodo's nemesis? That little creature that kept chasing for him because he wanted what?
Schmeagol,
yeah. You turn into that Schmeagol. Oh, my ring, my precious.
Yeah.
You don't want to let it go. So they will sell their souls to the devil in order to keep hold on to their ring because they don't want to lose what they got. And I don't blame it. That's self, survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be aware that once you get into some of these industries, if you don't have armor of God around you, or you're wide awake to what's going on, they can quickly pull you into that. Next thing you know, you're sucking down adrenochrome or looking at children. I don't know what in the world happens to these people's minds.
It's a lot of conspiracy behind all behind the music industry as well, with the whole adrenochrome and performing sexual acts with high up executives and stuff. I don't know if it's true. That's why I never speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel when I hear these things, and I'm going, man, I know of so many people that were famous. I've been around these, and not once were they like, hey, it was never like that. So I can't attest to it either. But obviously, something happened somewhere in the last 20 to 30 years where there was some type of plan that's been implemented here quickly, and we're all stuck in this nightmare of a life that we know is almost like a bizarro world. A lot of people, content creators, are going. This one girl, she's so cute. She goes, y'all, you feel like it's a movie? We're in a movie. Like, they know that it's not normal.
Yeah.
I say it's like a bad B movie that we're stuck in, like a horror movie that didn't even get green light, but some horrible writer keeps writing it, and we get stuck in that storyline. And I go, please, God, please, Jesus, do something here. Please. Light this light up.
Speaking of movies, I ain't mean to cut you off, but speaking of movies, did you ever get a chance to watch
I know what
the
you're going to say.
Forever Purge?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I've got it in my thing, and I keep going, I got to watch this.
You have to watch it.
Why do I need to watch it? Tell me why.
Because I was thinking about what you just said, about you said your friends with the Punisher logos, and they was the enemy on the Purge. Mm. They was the ones running around doing racist stuff and killing everybody that wasn't a part of their crew.
Well, my friends don't do that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, you see that propaganda, and they program it into the minds of the people like this is the enemy, and people really go out here and believe it.
Oh, all right. So I'm going to show one thing before I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to show one more thing.
Okay.
This is, let's see. All right. So this is a true story. This movie. It's a movie. It's called Free State of Jones. Mm-hmm. Matthew McConaughey. It came out like 5 years ago. True story. This is true. Legit story happened during the Civil War. And what's friends of mine know that I know a couple people in DeSantis' camp. And when I was doing a lot of videos early on, I kept saying early treatment saves lives, early treatment saves lives. And next thing you know, he came out with the thing, early treatment saves lives. And they're like, see, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But then I was also sharing and talking about this 2 years ago. And next thing you know, he calls it Free State of Florida. And the reason why he calls it Free State of Florida is based off this movie and this true story. So this is the trailer for it, because I really, really just want people to understand, as much as it's a left or right issue in their mindset, it's really not. It's a human issue that needs to be checked out. Mm-hmm. So here we play this, because I'm for anybody who's stuck on the line, who thinks they're on one side or the other, to open their mind up and watch something like this. It's going to move you. I promise you.
Are you going to be there with me tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to be there with you tomorrow. You hear me? I'm going to be there with you tomorrow. You move fast and you stay close to me. Ready? You ready?
He died with honor.
No, Will. He just died.
How come you ain't up north fighting?
I'm tired of it.
One man's fighting a rich man's war.
We're all out there dying so they can stay rich.
You know they shoot deserters, don't you?
They shoot everybody around here anyway. It make no difference where the bullet comes from.
They runaways?
They shoot?
No man ought to tell another man what he's got to live for or what he's got to die for.
All that banging to bring the hounds and the men that go along with them.
I don't have the patience with deserters hiding out in the swamp. Just hang them.
You ready?
From this day forward, we declare the land north of the Pascagoula Swamp to be a free state of Jones.
Why you always gotta fight? Everyone else is fighting for them.
This fight's for our children and their children's children.
They're sending 50 soldiers this way, guns and artillery.
But we gonna change some things.
They're poor farmers, deserters, who don't have much to lose.
We're willing to die for something.
The winds, it's shifting. And you can't fight it this time.
No. There's plenty left to fight.
Pretty powerful stuff, huh?
We're dying so they can stay rich. That sounds about right there.
And the thing is, everybody came together. The people that were untouchable, per se, the ones that no one wanted to, they called them deserters. They weren't deserters. They could not kill their brothers and sisters anymore in a senseless war.
Yeah.
Slaves. Everybody came together and rebelled. And you're going to find out at the end of the story that they helped form their Republican Party.
Is it? What can I watch the movie on?
You have to look at. I don't know, right? Because you know how these platforms move all around.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna, the general audience, please watch this movie.
I'm watching it.
Anybody who's been a part of a war, a real war, street war, military war, where you see death, because death is coming for us. I promise you. The way we're going right now, either global war or civil war. We do not want this. I don't want it. I don't want to see my brothers and sisters hurt. I've been busy trying to pull us back together and helping save lives and helping people get back to living. The last thing I want to see is bloodshed. And I know that, one side right now that's sided is accusing the other of instigating the war. And you're going, it's not like that. You need to clear that nihilism up and just look at the playing field for what it is. Brave brothers and sisters like yourself, myself, who don't care where we're from. We don't belong to a tribe. We're all connected together, right? That's how it is. That's how we're going to get through these hard times. That's how we've always got through hard times. Take that message, watch that movie, share it with your family, and have an honest conversation. Because until we start talking like you and I are talking and others, until we put down our swords and our shields and go, how do we come together? How do we get through this? And how we're going to do it is having my brothers on like you, my homies. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep coming on with different things and sharing. And as my movement kind of grows too, it's an open movement because we're going to do some traveling. That's what I've been doing. I've been traveling in the last 2 months, hitting different areas. The next thing I know, I'm getting doctors and people from all over going, hey, can you come here? Can you come there? I want to do a wrapped bus tour where we go to town. We talk to different groups of people. We have open communications and conversations. Content creators can share their platforms to let people know, hey, we're coming. And we're coming to bring people together. Because right now there's a lot of rich people. People got a lot of means that are doing their own traveling, and they're hitting their bases that they want. But to me, this is the base that's most important. People that we are all connecting to. Your friends, my friends. And as a unified message, what are they going to do?
They can't do nothing.
They can't, we will shatter their narratives. I promise you. And so if they want to block us here, no worries. We'll take it to the streets. And we're not talking like burning down cities, destroying businesses. No, that's somebody else's game. No. I look at myself because I was raised to, my hero was, one of them was Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream. That speech hits my heart every time I hear it. The first time I heard it, lit my skin up. Just the hair on my skin, was just because this dude had it. And what did they do? They took every one of them out. They took out Martin. They took out Malcolm. They took out two presidents, or one president and his brother.
Oh man, Kennedy, he was against them. They did not like that.
So we're kind of like the light that is beaming from our forefathers right now, not too long ago. And they can't stand it, man. They cannot stand hearing people not wanting to fight or get, I don't want that. I want us to come together as brothers and sisters and show that, a messenger, Price the Black Republican, it doesn't matter what our anagrams are, but if we have a mission of peace and hope and love and just want to help our brothers and sisters, and if you have a problem with that, it says more about you than it does us.
Yeah, exactly.
So hey, thank you for coming on, and anybody who's tuning in, thank you for tuning in, because we're building something that it'll be 100-foot way before this is over. you're going to hear so many different points of view from my podcast that these messengers of their own need their voices heard. And it's going to be fun. I promise you. It ain't going to be boring, because the more we do when we're announcing to go to these areas, believe me, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, because, you know, there's a certain group out there, the Eyes of Sauron, that don't want little Frodo and his ragtag group of friends to complete that mission. Am I fair with saying that?
Yeah, you are.
All right, so one more thing. What do you got next on your plate? Because, you know, content creators are kind of got their eyeball on something. What's your next bit about?
Well, I'm just watching everything right now. I'm about to start content creating on YouTube. That's my next step. YouTube.
I'm banned for life.
You are?
Yeah. My channel, banned for life. Just for sharing stuff that could save lives.
See, you have to tiptoe around. Like, one guy already, like, his name is JP Sears. He's spreading a message, but he's talking like he's with them. So he'll say it sarcastically. So the algorithm doesn't pick it up to block him because he's acting like he's with their agenda, but you could tell he's being sarcastic. He'll talk about the whole LGBT community, but he's saying that they shouldn't put it on kids, but he's wearing a dress while he's saying it. Like, it's just funny. You should look him up.
He's trolling him, huh?
Yeah, he's
JP
trolling him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Waking with JP. He's funny. I got banned for one of his videos too.
It is lunacy. But so my point is, you know what? You want to keep banning and shadow banning and pulling content creators down on social media? Well, don't worry. We'll take it to the streets. We will do these events. We will, you know, raise money and funds for charities, and we'll document it. We're going to document it all. Like, I got a friend as a producer, but anybody doesn't know much about me. I have friends that were in the original Real Worlds series. I got friends that have, like Daisy from Rock of Love. I've got producers that produce those shows. So,
you said from Rock of Love?
Yeah.
You know Angelique?
I don't know her. I know I'm good friends with Daisy from Daisy De La Hoya. Remember her?
No, I was saying my friend is Angelique, Frenchie from Rock of Love.
Okay. Well, we need to get her on. Have her come on, because I know I had Daisy on, and she's kind of hanging low right now. But that's some of the things that we could do: bring entertainment as well as messaging and content. So, everybody, today was just our introduction to each other, because we didn't talk before this. We didn't, and I like those.
No questions. Let it be organic.
And so, what do you feel? It was a good conversation here?
Yeah, it was great. We're going to have more conversations.
And we're going to bring some more people on, and we'll keep growing this out.
Most definitely. As soon as I get over, I'm going to text Angelique, and I'm going to text a couple other people and send them your way.
And we can all, you know, come on together, because I can have up to 10 people at a time on here, and we can do some fun things.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And again, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Bryce, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Everybody, thank you for tuning in to the Dan the Messenger podcast, brought to you by Hope Number 4 Humanity 2020. And also make sure to check us out on the Live Mana Network. Let me see if I can get this bigger here. There we go. And on that note, you got it?
Yeah,
Prince,
I got it.
You got that?
Yeah.
It's a digital Noah's Ark, so a lot of people that are on the conservative side are going to rock right with that. But it's also where everybody's open and welcome. You know, these are times that we all need to come together. And on that, I'm going to close out the song that I open with, because I think, how do you like that song? Did you hear that song before? You know,
no, I never heard it before.
But it's tuning into what we need to hear right now, because there's a lot of people that need hope and faith, because they feel like it's they're losing. And I'm telling you, it's always darkest before it's brightest. And on that note, it's going to get real bright. On that note, thank you again. Thank you for listening, people. Peace out, homies, and see you next time.
Peace.
Lovers really fall in love, stand beside each other. One man was a promise, really something people kept, not just something they would say. Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. let's wander back into the past and paint me a picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come one May? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say?